Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Psychic Medium, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. So welcome in everyone. Alright, so we're connecting with the energies of 7-11. Okay, so all my readings are timeless, know that, but I will always let you know about the energies we're connecting with, the time that we're currently in this matrix, right? As time is but an illusion, know that, right? Especially a lot of you could be reaching this on higher levels, okay? Reaching this in the quantum fields, right? So, you know, about collapsing the timelines is really what's going on here within the matrix, right? You're realizing this, you're reorganizing, you're restructuring. I'm getting choosing duties and responsibilities carefully, reorganization, Virgo energy right of way. So you could be dealing with the Virgo, you don't have to be though, but there's this energy of reorganization, restructuring, and some sort of new beginnings, because we had, well look, this moon in Virgo slid out, did you see that? Contentment, the chance to boost health and vitality leaves with satisfaction, moon in Virgo. Okay, but I was talking about this leap of faith here, this new beginning with the sun in Aries. Some of you could be connecting with an Aries. You don't have to be, though. But there's this freeing energy that's going on here that I'm feeling, okay? Look, and definitely moon energy. Wow, all these jumps. Okay, so yeah, definitely these are significant to what's going on, because Saturn came out, which is interesting, is right before this reading I was realizing that Saturn was in retrograde, because I've been mixing up my words a lot, different things have been going on. I'm like, are we in a Mercury retrograde? Anyways, it got brought to my attention that Saturn is in retrograde, so I was like, that explains it. This is why obstacles are being removed at this time. It's kind of like easier. This is an easier flowing time, right? Is when Saturn's like discipline, structure, when we have that force kind of showing us. It's kind of like when the teacher's giving instructions and you're having to listen and apply those, right? And you have that. So when Saturn's in retrograde, it's like you don't. It's like being out for the summer, like having that summer break. All right, instructions are taking a break. I get to just relax, reflect on what I've learned, what I've experienced, but be ready for when, you know, it's not in retrograde anymore. And what was that? I was finding out this just happened the end of June. It was like June 29th, I think, through maybe November. Right, and so by fall it's going to be back to lesson structure. So you better be where you want to go. Like, are you ready to be on this next level, or are you going to repeat cycles, right? And even if you're getting out of like relationship situations and jobs, you could bring in like a new atmosphere, environment, relationship, lover, whatever, but it's going to be the same lessons as before. If throughout this time where you get to choose your next pathway, are you going to pass the test? I don't know why I feel like this is so troubling to get out. Maybe because this is stuff that you're supposed to understand and you're supposed to know. It's kind of like not being told you're being in a test. It's this energy of like, yeah, the hands are off, okay. You're the leader now. You're playing the Hierophant. It's like all eyes are on you to see what you choose, where you're going, for the universe to decide what to bring in for you. What pathway am I creating for you at this time? Are you going to create a reality, a same situation? Because you better believe that they're going to come in, they're going to test you. They're going to send somebody in that's in the same energetic flow, the same type of situation, right? So, and you're even going to be aware of it. Like, you're going to consciously know. Right? It's one of those, like, you might even know, like, wow, this is the test. And you might shut it down right away. Or it might be one of those where you're starting to engage in it, and then your red flags come up, and then your systems come online, you start using your clairs, you start realizing it, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Nope, and so maybe something that you then walk away. Just remember, really, like, you caught it, right? You realized it. So don't fall to that. Because I know some of us do that self-sabotaging energy. We're like, oh my gosh, I went back in the situation again. Like, I put my boundaries down. I rushed too quickly. No, you caught yourself. You need to know that. Because sometimes that's what they're looking for. Sometimes people are really good at finessing the universe and casting illusions, right? And using your weaknesses against you, right? But all it does is build you up to make sure that you put more strength, courage, more into that barrier. You know, like resistance builds a stronger character, right? Keep that in mind. So if you are one where you've been tested with things, you know, it's building a stronger character for you. Okay? I don't know if they want me to get into the cards or keep going with this. But it's one of these things like, so know from now through, you know, Saturn being in retrograde, whatever you course correct, these new selections that you make at this time are very beneficial. You're starting out in these new cycles, right? You're not going down karmic pathways and lessons. So for a lot of you, these karmic timelines are closed or cleared out, right? So stride into new territory. Sun in Sagittarius, this Leo energy, all this fiery energy. I'm feeling you're getting really fired up about something. Letting your inner hero out, heroism. Like some of you may even just know, you may feel this energy, right? That this is just like a time to just step out in the sun, have fun. Some of you are feeling as though that this is the right timing because you feel the Saturn energy pullback. You know, you just know that like, yeah, things are good for a while, you know, like you feel the relief, this energy, right? Okay, so it goes in alignment with everything because a lot of you, you're going through major upgrades at this time, and with this serious energy, we're aligned with our spiritual sun. So, you know, we are always guided. It's never like, yes, we have free will, but it's, you have freedom to choose for your soul's evolution and growth. That's why you'll hear about Earth School. Like, yes, we're here to experience all of these things, but you need to know that you are here expanding your soul, your level. There's different levels that you're never going to stop growing and evolving and learning, right? We're consciously aware. You're so much in control. Like everybody doesn't understand. Like you're running your reality, okay? You're constantly being a creator of the game, of your next level, what you're going to experience by your emotions, your feelings, the state, your being, where you're at, okay? That's why everybody, like, you shape your own reality, your own situations, okay? People that you surround yourself with do shape your reality, but ultimately it's a choice because you're allowing them in your frequency, your vibration. You're allowing their words to matter to you. You are holding space for them to be created in your future and reality, right? That's why when you just stop engaging, it's just like if you stop communicating and messaging somebody, they're going to stop messaging you. Do you know what I mean? And they're going to fade away. Where, you know, what you give energy to is what energy flows, right? And I recently got, I don't know why I keep shuffling these cards because these cards get very deep and I don't want to go into this too much because then I'm pulling in on energies and people and all of that. So let me stop with these. Sometimes I have to move the cards away because things are highly energized around me. Okay, so this is just going to be a channeling then for today's energy, right? Because I was getting a lot of downloads, right? A lot of things were coming online for me, right? With I love this time. It's so exciting. The serious energy. There's definitely strong spiritual just awareness and upgrades that are just definitely coming in. Forming powerful energetic bonds with people they admire. I went right to. So these were some of the notes that I wrote down yesterday, or this is something that you need to do. Like your energy, it's going where it flows, right? So you need to surround yourself with like favorable things you want to experience. You need to just stop understanding why Because the enemy, the dark matrix, right, is trying to really, really push agendas, all sorts of things to lower the vibration to try to stop these major leveling up and these advancements at this time. So you need to be very protective of your energy. Don't fall victim to being a zombie at this time, as they were really pushing the agenda, right, on these electronic devices, these apps, TVs, whatever. You don't realize that you're just hooked into them, right? Like, it'll be crazy. You know, I've got 4 children. 3 of them are teens, right? And my 6-year-old, my youngest. And she'll have her little cartoons on. Like right now she's watching Bluey, right? And all the children, just if they walk into the room to grab something or just to come in or whatever, they'll look at the TV like, oh, what are you watching? And then they're standing there staring, watching it for 10, 15 minutes at a time. And I know that it's not even to their conscious, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even entertaining for them, but it's the fact that it shows you it's pulling you. They know how to use the electronics. See, it keeps pulling me, right? Like, there's all sorts of things that are trying to deter you and pull you away from what you're discovering, what you're learning about at this time. Okay, so you really, spending time in nature, disconnecting from the electronics is going to be very beneficial for some of you at this time. So jailbreaking, higher intelligence, escape. There's a lot of chaos magic that's been going on. Conflict and illusion. You could be noticing people causing chaos magic, creating conflict, creating issues, pulling on darker, dense energy. For a lot of you, you could be going through like a light body. You're going through healings, which is raising your vibrational frequency, which is raising your light body, okay? Because see, what anchors us to this planet, which anchors us here, which keeps our soul trapped to Earth, to the 3D grid in the matrix, is that dark, dense energy. Also things that make you feel heavy, right? Just like the meats that everybody eats, the iron, right? And it links you. It's like magnetically, and it links you to this. See, we're not supposed to be filled with all that. It's a different type of iron you're supposed to be integrating with. It's not the same iron that's in our fruits and vegetables that our body needs. It's a different dark, dense, like type of iron, right? It's a control. They want us heavy. They want us, bound to this. Plus, you're constantly feeling and infusing your body's energies with the energies of the flesh that you're eating, right? And let's be honest, because of the fear. Check your Tinkerbell bag, baby. It's around here somewhere. And our animals, right? The way that the ecosystem is, especially the ones who they're harvesting them to be able to push their agenda, I'm going to say. They're in fear, right? Being chased and being hunted. Just all that energy, or being, tortured and things like that, not knowing their homes are, their family. Like, it's really, really dark, right? I'm not sure, baby. You have to look for it. Or check the orange Garfield box right here. There's some in there too. So, bring the whole box down though before digging in it. So, okay. So, cleansing your body of meats, things are going to make you feel a lot better. You're going to feel lighter, more etheric, more energy flowing through your body, through your chakra systems. Knowing that you're eating fruits and vegetables that are infused with, the codes and the keys in the universe. So, there you go. Be careful with those, though. So, and I don't know, guys, I don't know what's going on with all the things that I'm seeing online. Can you let your sister in, please? Where everybody's sharing these videos of like the food that's getting compromised, like the rubbery the videos. Like, I don't know if some of those are like false, like the little tricky talks that they'll do, right, to mess with your mind. So I don't know if it's one of those or if it really is a thing. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all let me know about that. But I do know that things are being manipulated. I think the biggest message is trying to come out is that the fruits and vegetables are getting altered by the chemicals that they're spraying. Because as we know, they're upping the chemtrails, they're upping all the things that they're putting in our environment, in our food, and just everything that... Why are you know I'm working? Stop. I see you. Shh. I told you I was working when I messaged you. Stop. Alright, so, but they're altering the fruits and the vegetables. Okay, so it's starting, maybe everybody's just starting to catch on and see that, you know, it is starting to alter that. But see, and you know, it could have to do with the fake sun energy. For some of you, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just leave it alone, right? Because different messages are meant to come out for some. Because I do know that they were creating an artificial sun. They were trying to block out. They didn't want us to see the alignments of what was going on, right? With the last eclipse, which you can tell me that, whatever. No. It was not eclipse. It was shouting out. It was Nibiru that came in. That came passing through or whatever. And that's why they didn't want us looking at it. Because for those of you that did take the pictures around the time of the eclipse, like you can literally see the planet came through or whatever. Right? Which it does go in alignment with, you know, the 3 days of darkness and things like that. They did need to take over and create a false sun to project the light so you would not notice the shadow of Nibiru and what was going on. So for 3 days, and people were noticing the sun, but then it was like, they decided to keep trying to use that technology, but it was like there was many preparations for that because they did not want humanity to know that we were going through the 3 days of darkness, which, you know, some of there is truth and some of it's altered because this is a massive accelerated time of awakenings, higher levels, these light codes that are coming in. This is all in alignment with what's going on. So their way to create a lot of the artificial sun, it's kind of like they're trying to block out the rays. Okay, so they're showing me like Top Gun movie, you know, like when the missiles go off in the planes and they're aiming, like the light codes aiming towards Earth, okay, like the solar flares coming in, but it's like when they know that, it's like showing me like the enemy, right, the other team or countries, whatever, were after them. You know how they can intercept the missile that's meant to come at them, turn around and send it right back at them, or just lock on to the missile as it's engaging with them and then destroy it before it even reaches them. That's what I feel like was going on. So I think what they're showing is what we're seeing is that the effects of the fake energy, because and I've shared some of the articles on my Facebook. That's why I tell all of y'all that you should come to my Facebook, because I share a lot of stuff on there within the groups and the knowledge, because the quantum fields, like our ancestors, our team, our star family, like we know how to connect with each other through frequency and vibration and use energy and use all the things that have been created by mankind here. So even though, like I say, there's the internet, the social medias, the platforms are just flooded with all sorts of like the fake TikToks, the fake stuff, all that stuff, there still is the real stuff that you can connect with. That's why for some of you, like, we do connect with each other and find each other through the realms, but then a lot of things get distorted, so then you find you can go to other timelines, other realms, other frequencies. That's why I say the 144 is a frequency, right? But just like anytime we tag 144, the algorithms of YouTube's going to grab that and align those, and when we're talking about them, so the frequencies and the words and the things that we say do align us, right? And when we're collectively getting these downloads, because the frequency and the level and the group, your soul tribe, your team that you're together with, when you're getting those downloads on that frequency, they all are as well. So when we're getting on here and we're creating content or everyday life or whatever that we're doing, we are using that download, that level, that's the vibrational frequency that we are at. So we are all connecting and working with the same level, and then when we experience things, it comes out into our collective and it allows other knowledge and things like that. So it is like a big group. It's like if you think of like group thinking, group evolution, group revealing, right? So don't always think that everybody that comes to you, because of this energy, like you will navigate towards each other, you will gravitate towards each other, you will come together on certain frequencies and levels. But because of the matrix, a lot of things get in and are blocking and trying to disrupt those power moves and those integrations. What I'm getting here is like a higher self, like coming together. Like there's a bunch of same beings that have like the higher self, right? And I mean, this is a very, very powerful higher self. And some of you, like, you feel it's just your higher self, but really it is so powerful, and so it requires a bunch of different beings that come together for this one higher self. So what I'm meaning is like you're past like a very big, if you think of it as like an entity, right? All the energy that goes together to fuel like an entity to bring through. And a lot of us, you know, we're connecting with this very very important and powerful beings that we're bringing through, that we're channeling, we're like reconstructing. Now they're showing me like transformers, like reconstructing. All these pieces are going together. It's like bringing it through, right? But really, okay. All right, so going a lot of higher levels. So anyway, like what I'm getting at is, so on Facebook, I was talking about that, you know, so that's why I like to go fast. I like to scroll through fast and go through, and I know that different things, like I have things that I'll do too, like I'll have high vibrational frequency music on while I'm assessing other things, and for those of you who don't understand, don't worry about it, and it'll bring through those high level stuff. So maybe you're starting to get better at seeing the high level stuff that's coming in. Maybe you're starting to realize all of the stuff that is false, that's getting thrown at you, that's trying to block and stop you from making these powerful moves, to integrating this very, very powerful information, right? These downloads, putting together these pieces and connecting, okay? But you're starting to sift through that. You're starting to make some very, very powerful moves, right? So you're seeing through a lot of this chaos magic, the conflicts, the illusions, the blockages, the things that are getting in your way, that are messing with your flow. You're paying more attention to the energy and what you give them, right? Don't let these things, even that do infiltrate and come through, don't give them power of your mind, your control, your body, you know what I mean, your words, because it's all about messing with the energetic flow, the frequency of what you're creating at this time. So, okay, so what they're bringing me back to is this false sun, right? So they were illuminating a lot of these false, and a lot of people were picking up in pictures the hexagon shape and all of that, because the false suns that they've created, right? Which you can look it up. They have created. There's even one that's been patented here in the U.S. and other countries and things like that. I don't even know why they say that they were creating these things, right? But these projections, they were getting picked up in pictures around the eclipse time and all of that. So anyway, so they started to think, well, let's just keep creating. And that's why, like, people have been noticing rises and changes. There's been a lot of places like where, you know, the temps, like what they say, it gets way hotter than anticipated, and these huge record-breaking things, yeah, because of all this extra heat that they're generating. I mean, even these super smart lights, like, you still have them on for an extended period of time, and they are radiating that heat and that frequency. So it is messing with Gaia, with how it's, you know, growing its fruits, its vegetate, and it's causing a lot of chaotic energy within the animals. So you could be seeing a lot of different things, like they don't realize what they're doing, right? Like I recently read an article about there was 100 dolphins that were beached. Now this is a completely different thing, so I have another interpretation of why that happened or whatever. So they know what they're doing. Okay, I gotta keep this to YouTube level. So for some of you, come on the higher realms, right, to get those downloads. Those aren't ones that can be shared here on YouTube. Okay, so there's but there's always a plan, right? That we have together, and that's why for some of you, like, you're going to be finding out the pieces and the codes and the confirmations that are going to allow to this higher level thinking, these plans. But for some of you, like, you know that these are created on other levels, other platforms, like other things. Like I've been noticing a lot of you, like, you do go together to like other things, right? Other platforms are giving me, like the Patreon, the different accounts where you're more freely to speak. But guys, that's it's just more for the restrictions. They're fully aware. You know, if you're already one that's being heavily watched and you're getting flagged, you're getting noticed and all of this, you go to these other platforms, well, they're already just streaming right through your device. So it's one of these things, like, you're noticing these things, you're starting to be more steps ahead. It's more like less hiding, just more out in the open. Just pay attention to your surroundings, your messages, right? As we know how to deliver messages and things like that. You know, this, this major shift that's going to happen, like, it's going to happen so fast. It's not even going to matter, because what's bigger? Okay. It's like, as we see, like, the elites falling from their positions of power at this time, right? And so many people are in that, the news and how it's affecting the community, because we're going to be seeing some really big people fall too. And as that happens, like, it would cause, like, in the past, mass hysteria and fear and things like that. But at the same time, the shift has already happened, where New World Order, the new leaders, into the new earth, they're already taking over their power and control. And they're the very enlightened one. They're the ones that are already broken out of this matrix. It's like, if you completely conform to this matrix, then it collapses. You're going to collapse with it. But if you're already one that's broken out of the matrix, you've already found a way for survival, for healing, for all of this, then you're going to be okay. And see, the ones that are collapsing are seeing the collapse, and the ones that are jumping ship, they're jumping ship to follow the ones that are okay. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, the new world, or like, they want you in their fear-based matrix. That's what's collapsing. You know, they want you in fear. What are you going to do when you can't go to the grocery store and buy food? And a lot of us, like, that's why, like, it's almost like they're in a way flushing their own matrix out, because they know that it has to collapse, that it can't sustain. It's like their last-ditch efforts of trying to still have control. Like, they know that they're fucking up our ecosystem and our world, and they're destroying it with what they're doing. But it's at the same time, it's like, we're going to destroy it. It's falling anyways, and we're going to still try to stop as many souls as we can from going to the other side, right? And it's like, no, like, you gotta let go of their dark agenda. But in one of those, like, it has to exist. Like, there has to be dark and light. There has to be that polarity. You know what I mean? It's like, it has to have the balance. You have to be able to use, like, your survival skills. You can't completely take survival skills, like, away from an animal or something, or it takes, like, their power away. Do you know what I mean? And so, and that's what's happened with the greed and the control and the money and all of that. That's why, like, that will fall. Like, what are you going to do when it all falls? Your cards don't work, your phones don't work, the internet doesn't work. Like you see in the movies, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, and you can't go to the grocery store and buy food? How are you going to take care of yourself? How are you going to provide for yourself? Things like that. That's why you better really start to pay attention to who your leaders are, because the ones that are in control, that everybody worships and looks up to, they are not the ones that are going to be there for you in the end times. It's already here, people. It's already here. We already had the 3 days, and see, after the 3 days of darkness, according to, you know, to the Bible and all of that, like, you're really supposed to, like, get right. Like, they blocked it out. They didn't want you to know that you were going through a major leveling up, a major ascension. Like, this is the shift. 3D to the 5D. That is why I said the ones that are of this vibration of love, the ones that want the saving and the healing, you're going to get guided away from the destruction, the fall, the chaos, the famine, all of that. That all falls with the old matrix. That falls with the fear-based mind control. Like, it's like oil and water. You can't have both. You have to have that balance, right? It's like, you know, I am so loving, compassionate, and I offer love and healing, but at the same time, like, I can defend and protect my family, myself, you know, but it's in a balanced way. Right? I don't get pulled down dark pathways. I don't get pulled to the darkness. So this is what I mean. Like, if you are in alignment with this reading, it's an energetic frequency level. Unless you're one, I'm here, you know, healing, right? So either way, I'm bringing skis for mind your ways. But you'll know. But either way, like, this transmission goes out to everyone, in a sense. Like, it's time to get right and to be to the frequency of love. Stop anchoring yourself to their matrix, to feeding into that dark energy, because everything is love. Outside of here is love, right? This matrix earth has been turned into enslavement of souls. I'm here on a soul recovery mission, and how we do that is we give your power back to you, get you to realize that you are trapping your soul here. Karmic paths, like timelines, holding on to grief, sadness, anger. That's what I mean. They've created this matrix and classification and putting everybody into categories and controlling and, praying your power away to a false god and not realizing you are one with source, God, creator. Like, you got to look at things from a higher level. Like, we are all one, and they've created all that separation and power and control, right? And really, when you just get to that frequency of love, it's, we're not meant to be separate when we're all one and interconnected, right? They didn't want us working together, realizing how powerful we are and how we can fully take control of this planet and ourselves without needing money, control, elite, all of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is what has happened. So, okay, back to that entity, right? The true entities, right? The true gods and goddesses, like, that's what this, the fall of this planet, what happened was the fall of the feminine energy, okay? And not realizing the equality of that. And that's why it's divine feminine energy. That's why my readings are to my divine feminines. It's the goddesses are these big entities that we're pulling through too, that needs all of the healing first. That's why this big flow of awakening, it's all been about divine feminine energy and all of that. Because let me bring you back to, now remember this goes way beyond that, but I'm going to bring you to a little bit, right, of the Adam and Eve, right? Supposed to be the first, right? Well, most of you don't know that it was really Adam and Lilith. They don't talk about Lilith because Lilith was first. She was before Eve. And Lilith did not want to conform, did not want to be obedient to Adam, wanted to be equal. And when she would not be equal with Adam, she decided to leave the garden. So when she left the garden, then it was, she's banished, all of this, and then Eve was created as a part of Adam, right? And has always been in control, and we've ran through all of this, right? They don't talk a lot about the mythology because it's something you have to do, whether you're a believer of a certain path or not. It's all there for a reason. There's always a little bit of truth to everything, right? So when you look at the gods and the goddesses at a larger level, way before at like the giant time, the very ancient, right, things like that, and the gods and the goddesses, when the goddess left to earth, what happened, and the plants couldn't grow, all of that. You can't grow things without love, right? You look at a plant. You have one plant that you nourish, you say sweet things to, it grows and is very beautiful. You have another plant that you talk mean to, what happens? It dies and destroys, right? So that has been what's been happening with this lack of feminine. It's went to control and not equality and all of that, right? So, anyway, the rise of this divine feminine energy, and it's also causing the integration back together because see what happened? It was created as equals, but then it was like, then there was duplicated energy of Eve, of being apart and separation. And really it was separating masculine and feminine energy. So really we've been putting that back together, needing that divine feminine and masculine energy coming together, this balance, right? So that's why you need that balance of feminine and masculine, energy. So we're starting to balance that out. So there's a big rise of femininity energy, right? I don't know if I want to disclose that. No, I'm going to leave that out because there's a lot that I don't understand. So the leaders, where do you want me to go? I got distracted, but so lots coming out. Take whatever you feel is for you, whatever level. But for a lot of you, like, you're getting new assignments, you're realizing things, you're breaking out of these strongholds. All right. Amongst all of the distractions, really stand in your power. Be careful of people that are trying to pull you on the dark energy and the dark timelines. All right, that are trying to get you out of this beautiful, loving energy, because that's what we're bringing back. So it's really about having compassion, awareness, closing these things out. Like I shared on my Facebook earlier, like you forgive for you. That's why I say you guys should go, because I feel like it all ties together. Hold on. Don't let others make you dark like them. I realized this a long time ago. If you want to be free and full of love, then you have to let go of everything that is not love, that is not of love. Because see that oil and like, you block your own things by the dark energies that you in. When you realize that hurt people just to trap them, set yourself free. See, and that's what's happened. So many people, like, they don't, you know, like I try to tell people, like a lot of people, like you have to surround yourself with energies and people that match your energy and not the ones that are trying to pull you away, because that's what this matrix does. That's why for a lot of you, like you need to break free from it. You need to be in your own energy, do things that you love, surround yourself with inspiration and people. I'm going to tell you what, the social medias, the platforms, and the phones do not do that. So you need to break out, right? I've even put the filters on, y'all, where I've went through, right? And I don't see friends' contents, all of that, because people just share so much stuff. And I'm just in high vibrational groups, so that should be all that's filled on my news feed and things like that. But all this other stuff is just getting thrown around just so much. And even scrolling fast where I click the high vibrational stuff still, like it's crazy. But for a lot of my empaths, upping your protection, finding ways to process things, looking at things differently, how you associate, how you reconfigure, how you think, how you create things is going to be a big factor. Okay, so I'm over 30 minutes. I'm going to close this out. So this is just going to be my channeling for the 7-11 energy. So I'm still going to be pulling cards and doing more in a bit. So definitely come back, watch whatever you feel guided to. Love and light to all of you. Bye.